Alright, welcome to week 5 Rhetoric 2. Today I'm creating this video because you don't have classes today. So this is week 5 and there are several things that you will need to do in the week 5. Okay. So our objectives are first, discussing the essay homework, why violent video games are good for girls. Second one, reviewing your outline. And the third one is writing your outline, how to write your outline. And then I will also tell you about your first draft next week. Okay, so I have compiled several answers from you and your groups. These are several examples of your group's answers. Yeah, I've compiled some. So the first question is, what is the writer's claim or thesis statement? So whenever I mention claim or thesis statement, that is the core claim or your stance during the essay. Okay, in your essay, when you write your claim, that is your stance. Okay, writers should state it explicitly. Okay, so in this essay, the claim is playing first-person shooter games can be good for girls. Yeah, I think most of you got it right. And then, what is the first reason? The first reason is that playing FPS games gives girls the chance to beat guys at their own game. Okay, this is correct. Grounds, the writer uses personal narratives. Okay, so in all the reasons and the grounds in the essay why violent video games are good for girls, the writer only uses personal narrative. This is not that strong compared to using evidence or using empirical data. Okay, although the story is appealing or attractive, but still it is only based on personal narrative. That is why I ask you to find evidence or empirical data to support your reasons. Okay, let's take a look at the second reason. What is the second reason why violent video games are good for girls? The second reason is that because female video games are rare, playing shooter games allows girls to be freed from feminine stereotypes and increases their confidence. You should also know that the writer adds more examples after she's done with the sentence. And this is the third reason. I think it's quite simple because the essay has shown you the answers already. And then the final reason is that beating guys at FPS games make the writer become a more confident woman while being more aware of gender differences in the way and men and women are socialized. Okay. This is the other examples. These are the other examples from the other groups. Okay. I think most of you got it right. Okay. Alright. So, if the claim is video games are good for girls, and the reason is that playing FPS games gives the girls the chance to beat the guys at their own game, it means the backing should also support this, the backing or the warrant should be the assumption that beating the guys at their own game are actually beneficial for girls. Okay, let's examine the essay. Okay, I'm gonna go to the PDF page. Okay, now you're looking at the PDF page. Okay. So the writer is Carmen. Okay, you know that. Carmen used the first paragraph for the attention-grabbing scene. So this is a technique of trying to persuade the audience, to attract the audience, so audience or readers are more interested to read your essay. As you can see, Carmen is telling us the situation every Saturday night when she is about to start playing Halo 3 on Xbox Live. Okay, so she is in a room in mobile chair in front of her family's 42-inch flat screen SD TV. Yeah, and then she proceeds on telling that several male friends are online and already playing, and she joined the game. Yeah, and then she continues the scene, okay, and provides more background and the situation, how bad it is to play, and how aggressive the plays are. And then at the end of the second paragraph here, she states the claim. Okay, so this is the first paragraph, attention grabbing scene, and then moving on to the next scene, and then Carmen closes it with the claim. So as you can see, it is the opposing views. Okay, opposing views here, because the opponent of violent video games think that because these games are so violent, players will also be violent as well. Okay, some females or feminists also argue that violent video games often objectify women. Okay, but Carmen responds to these opposing views. Okay, so instead of writing the opposing views later, Carmen writes the opposing views right after she sets up the attention grabbing scene. Okay, and then she moves it with the claim. Okay, jadi rebuttals or the attack to her claim is stated in the second paragraph, and then she moves on with the claim. I think it is important to note that because you can use this style as well. Yeah. Okay. Here you can see the first reason, and then the grounds. As I told you before, she uses personal narrative, how she beat the guys. Okay, how she learned the game. Okay, and then she actually gives the examples of the warrant. Okay, backs up the warrant, because beating the guys at their own game is actually good for girls, right? So when it comes to video games, girls can compete equally because physical strength isn't required, and what you need is dexterity or ketangkasan, ya, tangkas, gesit, lincah, and women have this. Okay, so this is the warrant, the backing for the warrants, and then this is the second reason. Okay, and then again, she gives the backing to the warrants. It is good for girls to be freed from feminine stereotypes. Okay, let me remind you a little bit about warrant. Okay, warrant is assumption given by the audience, right? The audience should have that assumption so that the claim and the reason works well. So if the claim is playing violent video games are good for girls, and the reason is that because female video games are rare, and because women or girls need to be freed from feminine stereotypes, then the warrant should be that being freed from feminine stereotypes is good for girls in India. Yeah, it is good for girls to be free from feminine stereotypes. Okay, and then she moves on with the third reason, and then again she adds another narrative here, and then back to the warrant. So the backing again, okay, backing to the warrant, and then the final reason. So overall, she has 4 reasons. Let's count it from reason 1. Yeah, first, second, third, and this is the 4th. Okay, and then she moves on with a summing up or the summary. Okay, it seems that when she explains more about the examples or more explanation of the final reason, okay, she doesn't add an additional paragraph. She just closes it with a summary here. So the summary is that beating guys at FPS games has made her more confident women while being aware of gender differences. Okay, she mentioned that she didn't join their subculture of ridiculing women and gays. Okay, she became more confident. Okay, but she doesn't ridicule other women and gays after playing. So she proves, okay, she proves that playing video games are good for girls. It's good for her, okay, and it can make her learn about how women and men are born differently, okay, and although the game are violent, she doesn't become violent, and she doesn't join the subculture of ridiculing women and gays. So I want you to look at how Carmen creates the framework of her essay. Yeah. So starts with the attention-grabbing scene, continues the scene, and then summing up, and then writing down the opposing views, respond to the opposing views, and then states the claim. And then after she states the claim, she moves on with the first reason, grounds, back, warrant, reason again, backing, ground again, and then next reason, grounds, more examples, warrant, final reason, examples, okay, and then summing up, okay. All right, moving on. So let's take a look at your outline, okay. Actually, after you're done with this, I was hoping that the answers that you got from this essay can be used for your inspiration to write your outline, okay? Because you already found out the answers, you know how Carmen, creates the framework of her essay, and actually I was hoping that you can use that for your outline, okay? All right. However, I found that not everyone in the class understands what an outline is, ya. Sayang sekali tidak semuanya paham apa itu outline. I told you already last week that when writing an outline, you don't need to write full sentences. You don't need to write paragraphs. I told you already last week, okay? Apparently some of you didn't quite understand or forgot, okay, or didn't take notes. So these are not outline, okay? These are not, okay? You should write an outline first, okay? If your outlines are not firm yet, if your outlines are not fixed yet, then your framework of your essay is not strong enough, okay? If your framework or your skeleton of your essay is not strong enough, your first draft will be messy, okay? So you should create a good outline first, okay? Using bullet points, okay? Gathering the facts and evidence you need to support your reasons and grounds, and then after it's done, you can move on with the draft, okay? In draft writing, you can write full sentences like this, not during the outlining. Again, outline is bullet points or, short phrases or sentences, but not in the form of paragraphs like this, okay? I hope you understand, okay? These are the examples of the outline. I took this from several students as well. Now, let's see these examples, yeah. All right, so I think this one is from KKN Desa Penari, yeah. Whether the issue is that should the movie delay or postpone the release because of the COVID-19 cases. We can see the writer's position. The writer's position is here. Opposing views, response. So apparently, the writer of this outline put the claim here. Okay. Oh wait, sebentar. Klaimnya ada di mana? Oh, ini dia. Here. You can find the outline, the claim here. Okay. So you can find the claim here. This is the claim. Actually, if you mention writer's position, so the claim should be here. Okay. Not in the introduction. Okay. Opposing views. Oke, tapi di sini saya tidak melihat bagaimana si writers ini merespon to the opposing views. Apakah ini respond to the opposing views? I'm not clear. Okay. Oh, this one. Oh, okay. I think it needs more details, ya. It needs more details. It is already good. Jadi sudah ada introduction, writer's position, opposing views, response, conclusions. Strukturnya sudah cukup jelas terlihat. Okay, the structure is already clear, but it needs more examples. Yeah. Now take a look at this. He's a poor child due to his financial difficulties. He's always late paying his school tuition. Okay. So this is background story. Okay. Attention-grabbing scene. However, I cannot find, claim women can obtain part-time work to help with finance and spend time with their children. Is this claim? I don't know if she is negating the opposing views. Oke, negating opposing views artinya kalian merespon ke opposing views. Oke, biasanya menggunakan kalimat although or despite. Kalian sudah belajar itu juga, despite dan although. Ya, jadi walaupun opposing views bilang A, sejatinya begini. Oke, although, let's say, there are problems if, let's say, there are challenges if women start working in part-time job. Okay, housewives who work give more benefits to the household, for example. Okay, let's see reason 1. Okay, this is quite good. The ground is quite good. Reasoning ground quite good. Alright, we have, I think the writer should explain what independent means here. Okay, jadi try to make the skeleton of your outline clear so you will write a good draft. Kalau misalkan outline-nya masih belum baik, biasanya draftnya juga kacau. Okay, make sure you can find the outline, the claim. Okay, I'm sorry. Make sure you can find the claim. Make sure the claim is introduced as early as possible. Yeah. All right, moving on. Okay, remember, outlines are not in the form of paragraphs. Outlines should also give an idea of how many main ideas are organized. Jadi, seharusnya outlines itu memberikan ide juga buat kalian when you write your draft later about how many paragraphs that you need to write in your essay. Because a paragraph consists only main ideas, right? Main ideas and supporting ideas. Okay, so that's how you should organize your paragraphs. Okay, outlines should not be too general. For example, you only write, okay, in this first paragraph, I will write some examples from the newspaper. You cannot just say so. You have to write what the examples are exactly. Okay, and then write down the source. Okay, outlines will be firm enough before you proceed to writing your first draft. This is true because before you are fine with your outline, before you fix your outline, your first draft will not be good. Okay? Again, writing strong outlines are the prerequisite for moving on to the first draft. Alright, now take a look at how Carmen's outline is. Okay? I made this outline based on Carmen's essay. Yeah? Okay, so take a look at this. Here, this is the paragraph 1. We can see the attention-grabbing scene, the Saturday nights, okay? And then she mentioned about logging into Xbox Live, playing Halo, and then she invites one male friend to play together. Look, you only write down the main ideas, okay, and supporting ideas, okay? This is the main ideas, the Saturday nights. So the supporting ideas are logging into Xbox Live, playing Halo, and inviting one male friend to play together. And then continue the story about the initial stage of the game. The initial stage of the game, apa saja. And then ends it with opposing views. Okay, opposing viewsnya tadi adalah although some people mention that the games are violent. Okay, opposing views. Some views mention that the game Halo 3 is too violent and it is bad for the players. Okay, okay. And then state the claim. Violent games. Okay, although these games are violent, there are several benefits for girls, okay? And then she moves on with the reason. First reason, okay, description, and then the benefits, backing up the warrants, more examples, second reason, third reason, fourth reason, and then providing warrant for fourth reason, give more examples, and sum up. Okay, so this is how Carmen actually writes her essay. When you write your outline, it will be easier for you during writing your draft if you know how many paragraphs you will write. Here in this case, we know that Carmen wrote 7 paragraphs, and then we can map the paragraphs based on what Carmen wrote. Okay. Now I want you to review your peers' outline. So in your group, you have to review your peers. Let's say in your group there are 5 students. So person A will have to review person B outline. Person B will review partner C will review D will review E, and E will review A. It goes that way, yeah. So everyone will review their peers' outline within the group. And then please check these things. Does your peer write an outline or first draft? Make sure he or she understands the difference. Okay? Jangan sampai dia menulis first draft dan dia mengira sedang menulis outline. First draft adalah tulisan yang sudah dalam berupa paragraf. And this is not, actually that was not the thing that I asked you last week. Because I asked you specifically, please write an outline, not first draft. Okay, guys? And then, make sure she understand or he understand the difference. Okay? Find the thesis. Can you find the thesis or the claim? Okay, it must be in the first or second paragraph. The writer should have a clear stance by explicitly stating the claim. Okay, the claim should be stated explicitly. Tidak boleh implicit, tidak boleh malu-malu, ya. Tidak boleh ditunda ke belakang. The writer should have stated explicitly, okay, since the beginning of the essay. First paragraph or second paragraph. That's it. And then, after mentioning the claim, can you spot the reasons? Are the reasons supported by grounds? Are the grounds evidence-based or only personal narratives? Because personal narratives are not strong, as I told you before. Okay, can you spot the backings? Can you find any opposing views, rebuttals, or attacks to the grounds? Does the writer respond to these attacks? How? Okay, in Carmen's essay, the writer tells the opposing views or rebuttals after she writes the attention-grabbing scene. Okay, masih ingat ya tadi ya? And then after she writes the opposing views, she moves on with the claim. Itu juga boleh. Another alternative is that you write down the attention-grabbing scene, and then you move on with the claim, and then move on with the reasons, and then move on with the opposing views, and then you respond to that opposing views, and then summing up. Just like this example here. Yeah. In this example, the opposing view is written after the writer's position, and then the writer responds to it. Okay? And then she moves on with the conclusions. Okay? If you choose this, it's also possible, but make sure that you negate the opposing views. Jangan cuma bilang ini adalah negating opposing views, tapi kalian tidak negate, right? So, you have to negate the opposing views, okay, using despite or although, and then state your claim explicitly. Okay? Ingat, ini pakai although atau despite. Alright, moving on. Are the reasons sufficient to support the claim? What do you think? Can you find any conclusions? Does the writer offer any solution to the issue? Let's say the issue is about whether we should have offline and online classes during this pandemic. Okay. Does the writer offer any solution? Okay. Is it good enough? Does the writer write any sum up, and how is it? Okay. Please answer these questions. Give comments and to your peers Microsoft Word file using the comment feature in the MS Word. I think I already taught you how to do this, yeah, during semester 1. Give it to your peer after you're done reviewing. So after you're done reviewing your peers outline, give it to your friend. Give it to your peer, okay? Kasih ke dia. Ini loh hasil review saya, silahkan dipelajari, okay? Submit it to Google Classroom by Tuesday at 8 AM. Yang disubmit adalah hasil review kalian. So for example, yeah. So for example, person A, okay, is reviewing person B's outline, okay? So person A will submit, okay, her review. Dia mereview B's outline, right? Ya, itu dia yang disubmit, okay. This is B's essay. Ini yang nulis adalah si B, okay. Tapi yang mereview adalah si A, okay. Jadi yang disubmit adalah ini. Oke, tulis ya, submit ke Google Classroom. B gimana? B kan mereview tulisannya C atau outline-nya C, berarti yang disubmit ya itu tadi. Itu kan tulisannya C, yang mereview adalah si B. Oke, itu submit ke Google Classroom dan seterusnya. Jadi yang kalian submit, so the one that you submit is your review to your peers essay. Okay, bukan yang disubmit, bukan hasil review dari teman kalian. Okay, semoga paham, jangan sampai terbalik ya. Alright, you will also receive comments from your peer. Okay, jadi kalian kan mereview teman. Tapi kalian juga akan menerima review, menerima komen dari teman kalian. Oke, use it as the basis to write your first draft. Nah, di sini kalian baru menulis first draft. Yang sudah terlanjur menulis first draft bagaimana? Ya sudah, kalian nulis first draft lagi. Dan harus berdasarkan outline yang sudah kita bahas dalam PowerPoint ini. Berdasarkan teori yang sudah kita bahas, berdasarkan saran dari buku yang sudah kita bahas berkali-kali. Right? So, write your first draft, submit it to Google Classroom by Wednesday, 9 March, 11:59 p.m. Okay? Make sure you submit this. Jadi ada dua, ya. First, you submit your review to your peers outline. Satu. Okay. And the second is you submit your first draft. Okay. Now, first draft bagaimana? It has to be in A4 paper size, kertas ukuran A4. It has to be in Times New Roman, 12 points, 1.5 paragraph space. Use 0.75 cm indentation for the first line of a new paragraph. Jadi setiap kalian buat paragraf baru harus indented dan paling tidak, dan itu harus 0,75 cm. Microsoft Word file only, no PDF. Kalau ada yang submit PDF, tidak akan saya terima, akan saya langsung kembalikan. List the citation reference at the end of your essay using APA6 style. Okay, should be well organized. Okay, remember your first draft score is not your mid-test score. Pay attention to the requirements and all theories we've learned so far. Jadi nanti I will give you score on your first draft, but your score in your first draft is not your UTS scores, okay? So let's say your first draft got 80, and because I appreciate your efforts in your first draft, but I still found, let's say, some errors in your first draft, and in your UTS you decided not to revise it because you're so confident, okay? Because you're not listening, possibly, or you're lazy, I will move it to 75. Okay, so make sure after you write your first draft, and after I give you general comments later on your first draft, please revise it. Okay. Thank you. That's all. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach me. Thank you. Have a nice day. Stay safe and stay happy.